Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita 6.7. Citatmana prasanta sma paramatma samanta citto snasuka dukesu tatamana pamanayo. For one who has conquered the mind, the super soul is already reached, for he has attained tranquility. To such a man, happiness and distress, he then called, honor and dishonor are all the same. So, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport of this verse that real yoga entails meeting with the Paramatma within the heart and then follow his dictation. This verse states that we can come in contact with this Paramatma directly when we have conquered the mind. So, how do we deal with the mind so that it becomes completely peaceful, detached from everything in this world? It's a high level of realization. But let's look at how Raghunadas Goswami, one a great renunciant in our line of disciplic succession, one of the 6 Goswamis, how he dealt with the mind. Raghunadas Goswami was born as the son of a wealthy landowner. So he was the son of Govardhan Das from Saptagram, who was very rich. But Raghunadas, from a young age, he showed this interest in everyday pleasures and they arranged the marriage for him, but he had no interest in family life. So one day, when Lord Chaitanya was on his way to Vrindavan, he stopped in Santipur, and there Raghunadas Goswami went to meet him. And he surrendered to the Lordship of Lord Chaitanya and expressed his desire to join the Hare Krishna movement. But Lord Chaitanya said, "You are still young, you stay with your family. And in a few years, there will be opportunity to join the movement, but be patient. Do your duties now as a son." Anyway, later, a few years later, he got the mercy of Lord Nityananda and finally joined Lord Chaitanya's movement in Jagannath Puri. But he was known as very renounced. Raghunadas Goswami, one day he was standing, he decided just to live from begging, and he was at the entrance of the temple in Jagannath Puri begging for some rice. But someday he was thinking, when I'm begging here, my mind is meditating on maybe this person will give, or this person will be merciful to me today. I was thinking, my mind is like a prostitute. So he stopped begging, and he collected some rejected rice and took the good parts from it and washed it and was living from that. So Raghunadas Goswami, he wrote a scripture, which is called Shimana Siksha. It's prayers to the mind or giving instructions to the mind. And he prays, "My dear mind, you must categorically relinquish all frivolous and mundane talk, which is like a prostitute who steals all your intelligence and resolve." So that's the first thing we have to do. We want to make the mind detached, don't allow it to engage it in activities that further new detachment to things in this world, which will cause our suffering. How the attachment to things in this world develop is described in the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Dayate visyatam samsangate spajayate sangasayate kamakam the vijayate. The mind becomes attached to things by meditating. Publicity man, they know it very well. Makes you meditate, presents nice presentations, you become attached. You want this car, you want this mobile phone, you want to go there on vacation. You become attached. An expectation in the mind arises. But these expectations in the mind, they are never fulfilled. When the so-called pleasure comes, it's not what expected. Because this expectation is an imagination of the mind, and then frustration comes, anger, and that's very dangerous. So we should avoid meditating on such things and associating with people who talk always about sense gratification and getting opportunities for sense gratification. Like you have these frogs here in the picture, they talk, that's walking, and then what's the result? They are inviting a serpent who will eat them. So it's the same as if we talk with people about sense gratification and enjoying, that we are creating this attachment. This attachment steals our intelligence. We cannot understand who we are. It takes away our intelligence, and by that, it should be avoided at all costs. Raghunath Goswami further prays, my dear mind, in this material life you are attacked by lust, which is like a gang of thugs that waylay innocent pilgrims, strangling you with strong, terrible ropes in the form of distress, pain, and futile endeavors. So he prays to the mind, look what's the result of your attachment. That you are attached, you get lust, greed, anger, envy. That is to be avoided. And why are you doing it? This attachment. It's attachment to temporary things. That enjoyment is flickering. It's temporary, the body is temporary. It has no meaning. Stop these meaningless activities. In that way, we should always look at the mind and guide it. And we have two choices. Am I a servant of my own lust, anger, greed, and so on, what comes up into the mind? Or do I follow the instructions of the spiritual master and Lord Krishna? It's up to us. If we follow Krishna's instructions in Bhagavad Gita, which are the same instructions as the dictations of the Super Soul, then we will become free, and the mind will become purified. Purified mind takes us back to God. That contaminated mind makes us take birth again and again and again and suffer. So it's up to us. These are Raghunath Goswami's instructions on the mind, and I think they are very useful for all of us. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.